Oh, Stephen, put it away.
Oh, Stephen!
Naughty little Stevie. Right. Welcome to the news. This is the Hot Topic motorcycle show, which gives you everything you need to know about motorcycles and shows.
Exactly. Way more than just the news. And later on, we've got, coming up, pizza or burger.
I mean, because we only deal with absolutely banging hot topics.
Yes.
And that's a good debate for us all.
How are you, Chris?
I'm all right, yeah. Yeah, keep getting nosebleeds today.
Yeah.
I've had 3 real...
Blood clots.
I pulled this thing. I mean, you saw it. It was like something out of Prometheus. It came out of my face, and it did alarm me a little bit. It was like a big, long
It was
worm.
massive.
It was disgusting. So, anyway, let's enjoy the time we have left on this earth.
Welcome to the news.
Right, so what have we got then in the firing line?
Well, I thought, should we start on a bit of new bike news, the new Hornet?
Let's do
Considering
it.
it came out today, literally fresh off the press. Probably you'll be seeing it tomorrow. But it's live for you right now, guys. The new Honda CB1000 Hornet. So this is, what do you reckon? This is a Fireblade based engine. So it's like 2017 sort of onwards model before it changed to the racy version in 2020. We've got things like
Wheels.
It only makes 150 horsepower, so it's not going to rip your nudger off, or your other things. Yeah. We've got a full electronic suite. It's 211 kilograms. A new frame, short gearing, Showa suspension on the stock model. The SP version comes with Öhlins and Brembo styling brakes. But do you know what the big news is, Chris? You know what the big news is?
No.
Bet you can't wait to hear out, can you?
I can't wait.
No.
I can't wait.
This bike, the base model, is £9,000. That's decent, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, £9,000 is quite a lot of money, but in the current world,
Yeah.
it's chump change.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, look. Yeah. It's
It's a bit
Street Fighter, isn't
it's
it?
a bit Ducati Street Fighter, yeah.
Yeah. And the sort of trellis subframe.
Yeah. It's a one piece with the front frame.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the tubey bit.
Oh, what? Going above the engine?
Yeah, all the cables hanging out. Looks a bit... They could have put a bit of
A sheath.
biodegradable plastic or
Yeah.
something for the Euros.
But yeah,
But
I mean, nine grand. It is a Honda. You're gonna kick the tyres, put fuel in it, and enjoy £9,000.
I don't know about the rim tape though. I'm not a fan of rim tape.
Rim
really.
tape. Is that what you pick up on? Is it?
Yeah.
I pick up on things like horsepower figures, and I mean that can is pretty bulbous, isn't it? Remember when the GSX-R1000 came out in 2000?
And everyone was photoshopping dustbins on
Yeah.
the back of it. But welcome to the European emissions regulations. I mean,
Yeah.
well, not even welcome. I mean, we're there, aren't we? So that is the exhaust. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a sad day, but there we go. See, look at the rim tape going round. It just looks...
I quite like it.
But it's pretty good looking. I mean, it's not good looking, but it's
not ugly.
it's not. No, it's definitely not ugly.
No.
I quite like the way it looks, and I guess in SP form with Öhlins and Brembo. How much is the SPA for that one?
It's about £1,000.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Yeah, like that.
Well done, Honda.
Well done. That was the Honda CB1000 Hornet and Hornet SP.
So, what have we got in terms of industry news then?
Well, Chris, thanks for asking. Last news, it was a bit doom and gloom. I felt
Bit gloomy.
bit gloomy. I felt bad, but that's just the way. That's just the news, isn't it? Sadly.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd bring some good news. So according to our friends at the MCIA, motorcycle thefts are down 7.9% year on year. I want to believe it. Well, the stats don't lie.
No, but they can be manipulators.
Yeah.
As we all recently seen.
But I really want to believe it, and obviously this is, the MCIA, the chief governing body for motorcycling in the UK. They're not gonna just sort of make stuff up, but at the same time, I'm slightly surprised by that, just because of the amount of stuff you hear, see, social media, etc. I mean, it still makes me absolutely fuming. I cannot. The motorcycle thieves should be. I've said this before.
Be careful.
Yeah, they should be banished. Shall we say?
Sent back to the depths of Mordor.
Yes, I agree. I mean, the gutters of society. They are. I've got to be careful what I say because I got in trouble last time. So.
And also, they don't even sell them for that much money. It's
no, they don't.
Yeah,
no,
it literally like £1,000
Yeah.
for a new Fireblade.
Yeah, just to get some crack in. Fucking makes my blood boil. I just.
What would you do?
I don't know. I don't know what. But I'd make the punishment more severe.
Yeah, or a punishment.
Or a punishment. Yeah. You know, just some sort of deterrent. I mean, the MCIA obviously they're saying that better security, industry initiatives, more awareness, should we say? But yes, overall it's great. But there's still nothing will be done to the twats that do it. And I'd love to know where they go, where they end up, because there's a hell of a lot of bikes being stolen, and then they all of a sudden just vanish. What would you do?
Do you want to take a moment? I've thought about this. I thought about it a long time ago, to be fair. But I'm just going to bring in this fact. In 2017, it was 20% higher.
Yes.
Thefts.
Yeah.
The teens were rife. That was the pinnacle of theft, I think. Anyway, I would set up sting operations. I would put a nice bike in a parking bay in London.
A bait bike.
Yeah. And I would just basically catch them.
We've talked about doing that, haven't we?
But then we have talked about doing it. But then there's no point in doing that because the people who steal them don't get punished. So I'd certainly punish them. I mean, it's a bit mad that you can write something on Facebook and go to prison for like 2 years with no previous convictions, and then you can go and steal like 100 motorbikes and not go to prison at all. I mean, that is a society that I do not like. So I would do bait bikes, but maybe not even call the police. Maybe just
handle it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe steal them, put them in the back of a van, chop up them for parts, and sell them to quadriplegics.
Can we put that?
No.
Really? Really?
Well, maybe. Like what? Can you donate a limb? I mean, you can donate organs, don't you? Sell their organs and pianos. I'm here all week, guys.
Should we talk about now we're on MCIA and figures? Should we
let's
talk
have
about
some good news about healthy figures about
Shall
people
we?
buying motorcycles, because that's what makes us all happy.
Okay, well let's do that then, Chris.
Okay, great.
So, do you want to know the press statistics for September 2024?
Lay it on me.
Motorcycle sales, total registrations, 14% down.
On the previous month? Or on the previous year?
Previous year.
Which wasn't great either.
No.
When did the new number plates come out? Just
September.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The top selling bike was the Honda PCX 125 with 294.
And above 500cc?
Above 500cc was the BMW R1300 GS, which is surprising because the last time we did press figures, which was I think was like August or July, was the R1250 GS. But I guess the 1300 is dripping into the dealers, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out that Honda was the best-selling brand. I mean, they must sell some amount of small bikes. 2,314 Honda sold in September 2024. The next best was Triumph with 1,180. Electric bikes, they're down 10%.
And what was the rest of the industry? Down 7%?
14.1.
Oh, well, that's not the good news we all wanted, is it?
I mean, tricycles are down. Total trikes are down
shut up.
25%.
No.
Yeah.
Tricycles are down.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting bad.
Yeah. You got a tear?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I blame the new Labour government. Or the government. In fact, I'll take politics out of it.
I blame Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Actually, I blame... In fact, well, actually, this is an interesting segue, because this is on to our next subject, unless you're...
No, crack on.
Which is a knock-on effect of this, which is why all the bike dealers are going bust.
Go on. Have you got a theory?
Well, let's get into that.
Let's get into that. Yeah.
So there's been that is why. Well,
that's a part of the reason why.
Yeah, a big part of the reason people aren't buying.
Yes.
Buying the bike. So that is the right now, and I'm sure having a motorcycle dealership, you're kind of on the edge of profitability, loss, profitability.
Certainly new bikes.
Yeah, waiting for that end of year bonus when they get the manufacturer gives them a load of money. We've obviously seen completely motorbikes gone into not liquidation, administration.
Yeah,
important difference there. We've had Barnstormers in Maidenhead, Street Bike in Hailsden, Soul Tyre motorcycles in Edinburgh. These are all in the last literally month or two. I'm getting choked up. Harley Davidson, Chester and Manchester, KTM Chester and Manchester. I guess they were part of a group thing. But it's just across the board, no one's selling any bikes.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned it last time. I think the sort of COVID loan and that kind of PCP deal where everyone went out and bought bikes. I mean, you look at the cycle industry; it is fucked, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
expensive leisure industry, you're going to struggle at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think there's as you mentioned, the whole COVID thing. Oh, let's go and buy a new bike, make myself happy. I'm getting paid to do nothing, sit on the couch eating Burger King. Might as well.
Or McDonald's,
which were the only restaurants open in the early days. Yeah. So that's great. I mean, because it was all about health.
Yeah.
Let's just get that across.
Yeah.
But the gyms were shut. So anyway, doesn't matter. So cheer yourself up, get a new bike. Now you can't pay for it.
Yeah. So hand it back.
Hand it back, mate. And I think, that must have. I've definitely noticed used bike sales, used bike prices are coming down as well.
Yeah. Yes. Well, some are.
I mean,
yeah.
But it's a double-edged sword because everyone wants cheaper bike prices.
Yeah.
The consumer does. But the cheaper those, the less margin you have in the bike, then the more likely your local dealership is going to be to struggle. So it's not just a case of I'm going to screw this person and get the best deal I can. You still need that dealership to be there in 3 years' time to continue servicing your bike, because otherwise it all just goes to a sort of puddly mess, doesn't it?
What, like when the snowman melts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor guy. So yeah, I think there's a lot of factors to it.
I mean, are we allowed to talk about the sort of intricate side of things like completely motorbikes? I mean, you mentioned some figures earlier.
Did I mention figures?
Yeah.
Did I?
They turn over 70 million.
Oh yeah, they did turn over 70 million.
They turned over 70 million pounds.
Yeah, last year, yeah. And they're looking for a buyer, so we could chip in. I mean, it's not going to be 70 million quid. No. I mean, I don't know who's going to buy it. Because they were a funny one, weren't they? Because it
was like a pop-up, wasn't it?
But they came in, it's like they had massive venture capital funding or whatever, and they came in and they bought up a load of other existing franchises which have been around for years. And I'm not saying through mismanagement, obviously the industry has really struggled, so they couldn't have seen that coming necessarily. So it's not their fault. I'm not saying that. But, a lot of those long-standing dealerships, unfortunately, are now involved in that. So I don't know what's going to happen, whether some of the dealers might be able to buy their stake out. I don't know. It's it's a bit of a unusual company setup, that one. But they were the ones that always at the BSB, weren't they? And
they ploughed. I mean, I dread to think how much money they ploughed into BSB before being title sponsors of FS3 Kawasaki. And my mate Darren Fry, who part owns FS3, he's a tight fucker, and there's no way he'd do them a deal. So it was a lot of money for that. And like I said, Stuart is the same. You can't just rock up in the premium places at BSB, have your lorry there, with the Bolly girls and other sort of PR stuff. None of it's cheap. So
no, well, just the logistics of turning up with a lorry with 20, 30 bikes in it.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not easy. So I mean, how do we fix it? What do we do? I don't know. I don't know if we can fix it. I think apart from obviously the price point of buying a new bike, insurance has gone up ridiculously.
Yes.
Ridiculously. That's the same for the car industry as well. It's just insane. And speaking to our friends at B-Moto, there's been some underwriters who have completely pulled out of the motorcycle game.
Oh, really?
They've just gone, no.
Yeah.
I used to have all my bikes, I think it was with, was it AXA? One of those underwriters. But they were like, no, we're just not doing it anymore.
Through theft?
Just through, hassle. Because it's a niche, it's motorcycling, we love it because it's part of it's our love, it's
lifestyle.
Our lifestyle, and it's a community and it's all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's why we love it all. But a big insurance company, it's like, it's just a lot of hassle. I can't really be bothered. When they've got, how many cars are on the road versus how many motorbikes? But they've still got to go through the same thing. I think it's going to be a temporary thing. I think new underwriters will come into the market, but it's not going to be for another couple of years. I think we've got to get through a real sticky wicket.
Sticky point, yeah.
Sticky patch.
Squidgy black.
And if the government actually wanted to do things about all these thousands of people in the industry losing their jobs because no one can afford to ride their bikes, I think a good starting point would be to have, like they do in this, I think they do it in the States, they do it in Australia, where you have a base level of insurance, like a third party,
Yes.
with your license, with your plates of your vehicle. So you're allowed to ride it, and if you crash it into a hedge, that's your own problem.
Yeah.
And I think that's all right. That used to be in our country. It used to be called third-party fire and theft. But now you try and go on a quote and put third party in. It's more expensive than fully comprehensive.
Yeah.
So you're just like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this stupid system? Because there's no point if you've got a $3,000 bike insuring it for £1,000 a year. It's ridiculous. It's completely insane. So I think that would certainly help, having a base level of insurance. Like, you are allowed to drive this vehicle, and if you hit anyone else, they're covered. That's great. But any damage you make is up to you. And I think that would also stop a lot of insurance fraud as well. So that's the first thing I would do. And it's such a shame because motorcycles, you look at cities, which, the information just came out that the ULEZ has done 0 to reduce pollution.
Oh, what a surprise. But it's probably short term. You couldn't really tell.
Like absolutely 0.
Yeah.
And now I think electric cars now have to pay to go into the congestion charge as well. So that's great. But all of that stuff, we should be encouraging two wheels in big cities. Like,
Definitely.
Look at like, certainly less developed cities around the world. It's full of motorbikes.
Yeah.
Even if it's scooters. I'm not saying you drive around a Panigale all the time, but two wheels should be encouraged.
Yeah.
And
there should be more initiatives to get people on bikes. There should be more stuff, more government help, more subsidised, some sort of subsidising.
Imagine how much space there would be on the road.
Yeah.
If everyone in London in private vehicles.
I mean, I get that the weather's not brilliant and it's cold and but to serve a purpose for most of the commuters like they do in London to get from A to B, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And a T-Max in London, that's all that's way more than you need, isn't it? You just need a little. That's probably why they sell so many Hondas.
Yeah.
So, it's just sad.
Should we get on to some good news?
Is there any? So, to drown your sorrows, what you could do is come and see us.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be at the Birmingham NEC Motorcycle Live show on the 23rd and 24th of November. That's the last weekend. We're going to be doing some stuff with Ducati on the Saturday, a little Q&A, talk about the Panigale that we've just been riding, and generally have a good old fun time and a route around there. And then on Sunday, we're doing a proper talk with like Wit on the...
Black Horse. It's not the Black Horse stage anymore, is it?
I think it still is.
Is it?
Yeah, on the main stage.
On the stage, yeah.
So, we've hit the big time, basically.
Yeah.
So come and say hello.
And we'll have a big piss up Saturday night.
Yeah. I think we should do some roaming reporting with the news outfits on. It's like a little special.
Let us know. Is that a good idea? Do we do that? Do we
Yeah.
walk around like knobs at the NEC? I mean,
We walk around like knobs at
Yeah.
NEC anyway, don't we?
Yeah. But yes, come on down.
The price is right.
Get your tickets. We need to figure out.
Say something else then.
Get your ticket. No, I think have we got some sort of a ticket giveaway? I think are we doing that?
I don't know at this point.
No?
We can do something.
I thought we were doing something. Maybe
No.
no.
Let's just say it now.
Yeah.
and then we can delete it.
Yeah.
Right, should we do a bit of motorcycle racing?
Let's do it. I mean, we've got to start with BSB, haven't we?
Yeah, it's the hot news.
I mean, congratulations, Car Ride. That was, and Tommy Bridewell. To do, Car Ride's a champion. Can't deny that at all. But for what Tommy did, jumping on a brand new bike and putting the Honda up front, and it hasn't been for years and years, they both deserve to be champions. I mean, that last race was insane. I'm gonna stick my neck out here and say I still think that the Hopkins and Tommy Hill back in the day was a better race, but just in terms of pure excitement. But that, yeah, I think people have short memories. But yeah, that race yesterday, whenever it was will go down in history as an absolute banger.
It was very, very good.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. You mentioned it earlier off camera. The riding style. I don't know how he does it, because it's like both feet off the pegs.
Car Ride, this is, yeah.
Car Ride, sorry, yeah. And it looked loose. Looks so loose, isn't it?
I've obviously seen it all year, but I think it was exaggerated this year because they were both on the absolute limit.
And even with 5 or 6 overtakes per lap,
yes,
they're still pulling away from the rest of everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes against Car Ride's. Look, obviously, he's a BSB champion. He's more successful, and he can ride a bike like I wish only I could. But I'm just confused. It just goes against every single motorcycle dynamic known to man. How he gets away with taking both feet off the pegs, launching it, like you said. He sort of takes his feet off, and all his weight goes sort of forward onto his nuts and the tank, and it does it. It works. And he sets his bike up for that. I mean, it just must be very bizarre. Very bizarre.
But very good to watch.
Yes. Yes.
So, yes, congratulations to our new British Superbike champion.
And it's looking a bit fruity next year. There's Brad Ray is coming back with OMG. So there's a 3-rider team, OMG. There's Car Ride, Brad Ray, and what's his name?
Not Vickers, because he's in the World Superbike.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Superstock lad, Joe Talbot. So there's 3 OMG Gorilla R1s. Obviously, the rest of it.
What is Gorilla? Is it another drink?
I don't know. I don't know. I think probably another made-up
scaffolding company.
Probably, yeah. Gorilla Scaffolding. I think a vape. Or was it Gorilla No Fill? I don't know. I actually don't know. Yeah, but there's. I've heard reports that Scott Redding won't be back in BSB. I think he's going to stay in World Superbikes, and likewise Taz McKenzie. So, what are we doing?
It's a drink.
Is it a drink? Is it actually?
Yeah. Yeah. Gorilla is your hydration provider.
Is it?
It's never caffeine? Too late to hydrate.
Is it caffeine? We shouldn't be giving them. They should be paying us to do it. Let's just.
Well, no. Yeah. This is they want to give us some money.
I've never seen it on sale. It's like that rocket stuff.
That picture is right for photoshopping, isn't it? Dorking done a deal. And then on to my favourite World Superbike calendar. We just had Estoril.
We did.
Top Rack obviously came back for the Aragon round. 3 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think it certainly will go out before the weekend. Otherwise, there's no point talking about it. But it's safe to say we can call Top Rack the 2024
Don't
World.
say that. No, don't say that.
Why not? He's going to be world champion.
Okay, but you can't. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, but he's going to be world champion. And I'm just gutted that boy's not in MotoGP next year. I really am. I'd pay all sorts of money to watch him in MotoGP. He is right up there with the most talented riders we've ever seen, and unfortunately, I think his ship has sailed.
I don't.
I do.
I don't. But you also, anyway. No. You've changed your tune. You told me at the beginning of the year he wouldn't win a race.
No, I said he wouldn't win the championship.
No, you said he wouldn't win a race.
No, I said I wouldn't win the championship.
And I said, what?
Let's
One race?
it.
And then you went, oh, okay. No, he might win a sprint race, is what you said.
Did I?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually bet 100 quid, so.
Did we?
Per race. So you owe me 1,600 quid.
Brilliant.
But yeah, Top Rack, Estoril. Bulliger, to be fair to Bulliger, he did a really good job in the sprint race.
Yes.
And, he's doing the best he can.
Yeah.
And he's a rookie as well, obviously, so he's doing pretty well. And then I don't know because obviously the new Panigale has been announced. We haven't seen the V4R yet.
No,
but
it won't be out until 25, 26.
I reckon, I don't know.
It's not going to be out this year. It's not going to be ready for racing next year. 100%.
I think it might.
It's not going to be.
Why?
100% it's not going to be.
Why do you know that?
Because we've been told that.
Yeah, but we told all the stuff all the time. It's racing, I'd keep it quiet. All they got to do is just make a homologated bike. And Yamaha did it midway through the season, so...
They won't.
I think they will.
They won't.
Okay, well...
Double or quits.
What, for the 1,600 quid?
Yeah.
What, so on this random thought that I'm going to lose 3,200 quid? Or get 3,200 quid? Well, I'm not going to get the 1,600 off you anyway, so may as well. I just love Tom Rackmasgatioglu.
I do.
He's such a nice man.
Have you noticed his English has got a lot better? He's become more confident on the podium. He's a bit more outgoing, but yet not a dick. Not that ego.
He's absolutely not a dick.
No.
He's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
We should try and get him on. Now he can speak better English.
Yeah.
Because do you remember a few years ago I interviewed him at Crescent? It was very difficult.
Yeah. But I just, I rocked up with my kids and he spent 15, 20 minutes just talking to my lads who were just both like that. Oh my God, it's Top Rack. And he just sat there and he was more interested in talking to them than actually starting the interview initially. And obviously, he's the ultimate professional. And
when was that?
When we at Crescent.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. He's just a lovely human being.
He deserves it.
He deserves it.
And let's not forget, he missed 3 whole rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it 3?
Yeah.
Was it?
Because it happened at Manicourt.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah. Yeah.
And then MotoGP.
Yeah.
It's ups and downs, isn't it? They keep falling off.
They just keep giving it away, don't they? I can't remember a championship like this. They just constantly giving it away. I mean, obviously, it's pretty much guaranteed between Martin and Pecco, but it's still for me. And I know that I've said this many times. This is still more exciting than World Superbikes. I get more pleasure out of watching MotoGP than World Superbikes. I actually like the World Superbike tagline. We make entertainment. Is it we make entertainment?
Something like that.
Yeah, because it is. It's brilliant. It's utterly brilliant. It's for some reason they've got the rules back on this year, but MotoGP. The best riders, the best bikes, the best teams, the best technology. It still gives me a Casey Stoner, and I'm enjoying it, loving it. Although that race at Motegi was guff, wasn't it? Did you watch it? Yeah, but you wish you didn't.
No, I very much enjoy it as well. I very much enjoy it as well. I just don't feel like I've got as much skin in the game.
No, I get it. I'm with you. I understand.
And I like, even though a World Superbike is nothing like the bike you can buy in the shop, it still looks a bit like it. So it's kind of like
but even the aesthetics and the lines. I mean, some manufacturers are really pushing the boundaries of what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
For that, it's just Yamaha have got the wings now and that's homologated, but the rest of the bikes, you up close, you go, that is nothing like a road bike.
It's close.
Okay.
So who's your money on then? Pecco,
but just because I can't see.
What's the points difference at the moment?
17, 16, 17?
Not
a lot.
To Martin. Yeah. And how many? There's quite a few races left there, isn't there?
4 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think Pecco as well.
I think
I'd prefer Martin to win it because he's ain't going to win it next year on the Aprilia.
No. I just can't see a satellite team winning a championship under Ducati. That's that's my thoughts.
Great one.
Great too.
Mass debate.
Right, we're not going to do rats this week, are we?
No, got no rats.
Got no rats.
No.
So should we just slide straight into the hot topic, which you've all been waiting for, which is pizza or burger?
Now, can I sort of lob in there while I got it fresh in
You
my
can
mind?
lob in there, yeah.
See, pizzas. I used to think pizzas were grossly unhealthy. Mm-hmm. Now, in actual fact, if you get a good pizza and it's not covered in lots of meat, thick, juicy,
Succulent
meat juice, then you can still have a good pizza and it'll be still healthier with all fresh ingredients, and there's no sort of processed food. And I think a pizza is a really good option to something like
a burger. I guess there's two aspects to this debate.
Yeah.
Environment of where you are eating, and the situation on how you arrive to have the choice of pizza or burger.
Yeah.
Like night out after the beers.
Yes.
Like whatever. Blah 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 blah. And then there's the health aspect, which, to be honest, I didn't even consider when we came up with this debate.
Oh, really?
No, it wasn't even I was like, they're both pretty bad. But the whole, as we're finding out now, the fats in stuff aren't necessarily the bad thing. It's the sugars. And
Yes.
It's the processed food. And
Yeah,
it's
the processed, yeah.
all the chemicals and all the crap.
Yeah.
Which is, it's almost impossible to get that out of the food now. But yeah, I agree. I think a pizza, if you've got a good Italian fresh
Yeah.
base,
That dough, yeah.
and they don't put a load of cheese on it. It's not 4 cheeses
No.
from
It's not quattro stagioni.
Domino's. Is
No.
it?
No.
So yeah, I think they aren't too bad either.
So you're going to go? Are you saying pizza? Or
No, I haven't.
burger?
No. There's merits for a burger as well, because I guess a all beef meat patty is a delicious and healthy thing
yeah.
to eat.
Yeah.
Yes, it's got fat in it, but if it was a good cow and she laid off the old
Hormones.
Skittles,
Yeah.
then it all has. I think the health aspect, anything in moderation. Your body knows what it wants. But I would go. I am sometimes, depending on, again, this is very interesting. I'm sometimes wheat intolerant, depending on what wheat. Like if it's cheap
Yeah.
UK bread, basically makes
Yeah.
me bloat and is disgusting.
Yeah.
But like Italian bread, I could eat that all day, and it's fine. So I'm going to go straight in for pizza.
I'm going to go burger because one thing I will say. So the pizza, you get to enjoy the ceremony a bit more.
Yeah, and I have a OCD.
So you cut it in half,
Yeah.
and then one of the halves is they cauterized.
I cut it in
half, quarter, eighth.
Yeah, so half, and then cut that in half, and then cut that half in half, and then the inside eighth to start with.
So, because of my years of gurning back in the day, I can't bite. Like I can't bite.
I remember this.
I can't bite like thin sliced pizza, so I have to use a knife and fork, which I've got no problem with.
Where were we? Was that in KTM thing? And
I can't remember.
And you were like,
Yeah,
that's how you have to slice it.
a cock and a shirt sleeve. Yeah, so the ceremony, I like to cut the crusts off, and then you have a square slab of pizza. Basically, that's what I like doing if it's round. But in terms of a ceremony,
But why would you cut a round pizza into a square? Why don't
so you
just
cut because you cut the crusts off.
Yeah, but you've just lost a load of quality
no,
pizza
you
on
have,
the corner.
But you can still eat the whole lot, but you get.
Okay,
you
so
get
you'd eat
thinner.
the crust as well.
Yeah.
Right.
However, I just attack it with a knife and fork. He hates it. However, the ceremony might be better than a burger, but that instant hit when you want it, when that burger hits the right zones, the right compartments, there's nothing beats it.
No. I think pizzas are much more organised. They're easier to eat.
Oh, I wouldn't say organised.
Oh, like,
No.
Yeah. Burgers, like you go into any pub, restaurant, nightclub, strip club, whatever, and you have a burger. I wouldn't recommend a burger in a strip club. Not that I've had one. I'm just getting myself into trouble. No, shut up. They always fall apart. They're messy. You get dribbles down your face. You get acne, and I mean, I love a burger as well, but in the debate, I'm going definitely pizza, because pizza, you can have a healthy pizza You can have a gluten-free base. You can have
You all sound fun.
all sorts of interesting toppings. Like you can't really have like a tuna burger, can you? Well, you can.
You can, yeah.
It's just not. It's not the same though. Is
No.
it? Like
Okay.
the really burgers you got. Are you including chicken burgers in this as well?
No.
Okay.
I'm
so it's
doing
all
beef
beef.
burgers, yeah.
So
The chicken burger's not a real burger.
no,
No. I'm talking beef.
100% beef.
Yeah.
So I think pizza more versatile, easier to make and cook as well.
Yeah.
Much easier.
Yeah.
And I think overall better for you.
Well, that's a... Go on.
I will have one negative about a pizza though.
Yeah.
Is that's when it's really hot and
Oh.
under the bit
Yeah.
under a pepperoni you get
Yeah.
the burnt cheese
Yeah.
and it really
Burns the top of it, and that's it. It ruins your anything.
Ruins
your
the next
taste
two-
for the next 2 or 3 days, yeah.
Yeah.
Tomato in a burger. I used to hate it. Now I love it.
You used to take the lettuce out of a Big Mac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should go and get a pizza and a
Burger.
burger.
Let's do it.
We out.
Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Love you all.
Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Bye.